All right, glory to Jesus Christ. People, I am ticked off tonight. I just had something absolutely ridiculous happen to me in the prison, and I'm still kind of dumbstruck by it. Um, I almost got arrested. Yeah, I almost got arrested for hugging an inmate. For, I should say, accepting a hug from an inmate. Now, let me back up. Okay. We have regular guys that come. Now, I understand that when you're running a penal institution, or actually, at jail, it's not really a penal institution. They're being bound over for trial usually, so it's like they're just waiting to be sentenced or not, or let go. You have to treat everybody the same. So it's not fair for example, the guards to say, well, you can hug the people but stay away from those guys over there in the corner. I get it, that you can't do that, especially in such a controlled environment where people really have a strong tendency to rebel and to, test authority. I get that. I get that I could have been sneaking drugs in there. I get that, somebody could have been slipping me something to take out, or somebody could be copping a feel, or trying to pass, I don't know, like a letter to me to mail to the victim or something. I mean, we've had all kinds of things like that happen, indirectly, not to myself personally, but, some of the guys will test you. Fine, I get all that, okay? But there was this atmosphere tonight of like extra super control, and I think that was because for the past couple of weeks the men have been really, really, really rude. There's this one group of guys that like to sit. It's just like teaching high school. They sit in the same spot every week, and we'll throw them out or reprimand them, not in a nasty way, but just like, dude, STFU. But sometimes I think that when we complain to the guards about it, the guards will just respond by preventing those guys from coming for a week or two, which is fine by me. But tonight they also had a lot of guards in the room. Like, normally we don't have any guards in the room, okay? Because the way this jail is laid out, it's a spoke, it's a hub and spoke arrangement. So you've got the guard kiosk in the middle, and then you have the various hallways leading to the cell blocks, and then you've got the barbershop, the library, you've got the infirmary, you've got our multi-purpose room, etc., etc., etc. Normally there's going to be a guard that's standing outside of our room, because we have a plexiglass clear wall, so we have a direct shot between us and the guards. And that's good, because it means if something starts to happen, they can come in there and intervene. And, we have had chair fights before. Not with the men, though, at least in my presence. So, again, I get that. But I've been coming into this prison for how long now? And this is the only person to ever complain. Of course, it was a guard I'd never seen before. All right. And I understand that because he was right there. If an inmate knows that it's against the rules, and the guard is right there, and the guard doesn't say anything, all of a sudden the guard loses respect. And in a prison, respect is what keeps you safe, right? The stratification, the social hierarchy of a prison is all about respect. So I am sensitive to that. I just really didn't appreciate it. I was very rattled by it because I was like, God forbid we remember that these guys are human. God forbid we treat them like people. So I guess apparently I'm allowed to shake their hand, but not to hug them. Now here's the funniest thing. I've had one person, and this was a long time ago, this person is no longer in this jail. I've only had one person ever try to sneak me contraband. Okay, he had it in his hand, he tried to give it to me. And it wasn't harmful contraband. It was some candy that he had made from other candies. But, they're not supposed to do that. But so he could have gotten in trouble. I could have gotten in trouble. But that was years ago. So and one of our other volunteers also got rebuked by a different guard for the same thing. Now, this is interesting because, excuse me, because apparently one of the female inmates died a couple days ago. not somebody who had been coming to our meetings, because apparently she was just in this facility for a day or two before she died, and there's not a whole lot of belief at this point that her death was natural, which is to say, they had homicide detectives in there. Okay? I guess Father Martin, my priest, who comes into the prison with us, he was telling me that we have a new member in our parish who happens to work as a medical professional in that particular correctional facility, which is awesome. I had no idea that that's what she did. So that's kind of a neat connection. And I guess she had said, yeah, well, we just lost somebody on, well, you know, however many days ago it was. So within the past week or so. Now, this is extremely disconcerting because they had another woman die similarly a couple months ago. And then in between that time and now, there was a third inmate, a female, who was coming to our meetings, who got released, and she died the next day. Nobody knows why. We don't know if it was drugs, alcohol, car accident, hidden heart problem, drug debt. I mean, nobody knows, but she was extremely young. She was like 25 or something. So it's just very tragic, very horrible. It seems to me like the death rate is a little bit high, but maybe not. Did you know at the prison in Ohio where they had Ariel Castro, you know, the guy who kidnapped those poor women and held them for 10 years? Ariel Castro killed himself a couple weeks ago. He was the 7th inmate in that prison to do so within the past year. 7! That's almost one a month. They need to look into that crap. But anyway, yes, so I got rebuked. I almost got arrested. My buddy, the inmate, almost got thrown in the hole, but glory to God, none of that actually happened. As you can see now, I am home with internet access. So I just wanted to record my impressions about this. Well, they were still fresh in my mind because I see the point. I understand the principle, but I also believe in economia. You know, I believe there has to be strictness, sure, but there also has to be flexibility. And I don't claim to know how to do that in a prison, but I'm not happy. I don't feel very settled about this yet, so. Anyway, so we need to pray about that, because I don't want to do anything with good intentions that ultimately, you know, means that I can't go in there anymore. That would be terrible. So just pray that that doesn't happen, and that I don't do anything stupid. So, I guess that's all for tonight. Later.